Welcome back to As a Man Thinks. This is Deshaun Brown, Vice President of As a Man Thinks.
Courtney, President of As a Man Thinks.
Kyrie, Treasurer As a Man Thinks.
All right, so I know we want to get into some seriousness here, fellas. We, have been, challenged a lot with some things that we've seen in our group chat and as well as some things that we've seen in our podcast where people are talking about health, right? Some say health as well. So we want to talk about health and the challenges of health. And for me, this is something that's been very pressing that has been a part of what I've gone through in the last couple of weeks too. But what are you all thoughts on health and what it means to live a healthy lifestyle?
Man. So, one thing I would say is that health is wealth. We go out, we work extremely hard, to build wealth for our families. And I think a lot of times, we don't think about our own personal health. And it's like, what's the purpose of building wealth and having things in life if, your physical body, your vessel that you have is not healthy, man. So I've been on this whole health kick trying to, shed some pounds. And, I know we got some challenges out there and we're going to continue to help each other and motivate each other to drop the weight.
Like you said, health is wealth, but what exactly do you do to try to get healthy? That's the more intriguing question, at least from my aspect, because you say people switch to organic or you eat certain fruits and you eat meats or whatever, but too much of anything that is bad for you. So how exactly do you go about getting healthy? Like what are the proper things that you're supposed to put in your body? You say you need proteins, but then you may not be able to get proteins out of the fruits or the vegetables that you're eating. So you need to eat some type of meat, but then some people say we don't need to eat meat. So health can be very complicated when it comes to just trying to be healthy. So first we need a place to start. So have any of you guys just like started in an area like that you're working on to start your health journey?
Yeah, well, I say for me, it has to start with what you put in your mouth. The food you put in your mouth, the things that you eat, what you eat. For one, already certain things such as high blood pressure already run rampant in people of color. And we already know that you got to watch what you eat, especially when you get older, you're less active, your metabolism is down. So the things you eat, what you eat, your intakes on sugars, salt, and things like that is, very vital. And then to me, it also starts back to how active you are. Like I said, most of us, all of us have played sports at some point in our life.
Yeah.
And, we were big on sports, big on just being out doing different things, but, responsibilities, jobs, you do less of that. So now, whether you're at work and you're traveling to work, whether you're at home or you work from home, you don't get that activity. So, but I think it starts with what you eat, and then it starts with the physical activity that you have to partake in. And I know we all know the right thing to do, right? Everybody knows. We live in an information age where you can literally just go online and click an ad or click a YouTube link or something, and you can know exactly what the thing to do is. The question is not just what are the right things to do, it's how do you get to the place where you're doing the right thing?
I think it's discipline. And I think a lot of times, especially our race, or not even our race. I just think that we struggle sometimes with being disciplined. Our bodies are used to the cupcakes, the cookies, all the things that taste good, right? But I think that if you're gonna really, really pursue, running out the healthy journey in your life, you got to be willing to eat some things that don't have the flavor that you think is the greatest flavor ever.
Nasty. You gotta eat some nasty
stuff.
stuff.
You gotta eat some nasty stuff, right? But I think in the long run, health-wise, us doing that will put us in a way better situation as far as our vessels. Because when we talk about vessels, when we talk about you know, God being able to use this vessel, you know, and then the Bible talks a ton about the vessel, you know, and, you know, not putting certain things in our body. We just talked about this, Pastor Rod, right?
Right.
About our bodies being a temple and not putting certain things in our body, right? But then we go out and we just eat. We never even think about where the product came from. We never even think how it's gonna harm us. It just tastes good. But everything that tastes good ain't good for you.
I guess I want kind of touch on like what Deshaun was saying. We do live in an information society, so yeah, you can get on Google, but I guess I want to refer back to like what I was saying. Like I guess it's really the different opinions of people as well is what you should put in your body. So I can get on Google and type in, what healthy people do, and you got 50 different people saying you need to do this diet or you need to eat this and cut that in order to do this, you know what I mean? So it's not really as cut and dry as we would like it. So basically you really just gotta really figure it out for yourself. Like, okay, what can I cut? What do I know I need to cut? Okay, I know I need to cut sugars. How am I gonna cut it? Sometimes I think when we go on a diet or sometimes like say when I was in the military, I was a little heavy when I went in the military, but then when I came out of the military, I was way small. And it wasn't necessarily because I went on a diet. I mean, granted, in basic training, you eat what they have there, but then when you go to AIT, you can get back to going to Burger King and eating hamburgers and drinking the sodas. But like
I just
Deshaun
want
was
to know why you
saying,
had to say Burger King.
it was more.
I mean, you couldn't say McDonald's. I mean, you had to say out to the world Burger King. You had to say out to the world Burger King. You couldn't represent McDonald's. Okay, all right.
And neither one of them paying me.
Now
it don't matter.
Now you know.
McDonald's does pay.
Wait, now you know.
I work for that.
Wait, but now
They
you
ain't
know.
sponsoring nothing.
No. Now you know who your real friends are. Okay. Now we know that his main objective here is wants McDonald's to lose market share to Burger King. It ain't happening though. Okay. It ain't happening. And then he worked for McDonald's. What? That's what I'm talking about.
Kind of. Yeah.
I mean, do you get a check from McDonald's?
I ain't got one in a minute.
Have you ever got a check from McDonald's?
I have.
You have. Have you got a check from Burger King? How do you got a check from Burger King? Have you got a check from Burger King?
No.
Oh, okay.
I ain't got a check from neither one of them that's gonna change my life, so it really don't matter. You done threw me off of what I was. Oh, I was at basic training. AIT.
What's AIT? What is AIT?
So AIT is like where you go to like train on the skill in which.
So it's
like
less strenuous on that part of it. So you put it away.
Kind of, but basically, in basic training, I lost weight. Kind of, but when I went to AIT and I started back eating what I want, it was more the exercise thing. So I think like for me, no matter what I was intaking, every morning we had to get up and do PT and all of that. And I ended up losing more weight in AIT than I did in basic training. It was really just being active.
But why do you think that was? Do you think it was because of the discipline? Because you had to get up. You couldn't just say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you couldn't just say no.
Right.
You had to go, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's with us, right? Piece. Yeah, that's a discipline piece. So we don't have to lose weight, but we need to, right? And so I think getting your mind wrapped around it, we're in a world right now where people want instant gratification. People want instant fast food. I want to hit the drive-through. I don't want to wait. We used to be in a time where you had Big Mama and she would cook, or you would go home and your mother would cook, your wife would cook, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's like every night you DoorDash in, right. Uber Eats, all these different places because people want quick, instant gratification. They want to be full quick, and they don't want to take the time to really cook. And one of the things I heard was, I heard a trainer say, people always talk about how expensive it is to eat healthy because healthy items are expensive, right? But when you think about how much money you spend on a daily or weekly or monthly basis on food, everybody can afford it. We just choose to do fast food.
I mean, it's all about choice, like what you said. Yeah, you can afford it, but I agree with who said that. Cause when I did the fruit thing that I did for 7 days, and I got orange juice, apple juice, and grapes, and bro, yeah, it was like almost $300, and all I got was fruit for the week.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'd
it's
say,
crazy.
and I'll say, speaking of Big Mama and them, Big Mama is the reason why we probably have these issues with this high blood pressure and everything anyway, real talk. Big Mama done died of diabetes and everything, then he got everything in they eat, but real talk though, yeah, it is more expensive, but you're spending money anyway, whether you're spending money on that stuff, you're spending something on else. The other part is, if you eat the wrong stuff, what are you gonna be spending money on later on? Prescription pills and things to get yourself back in order, because now you just spend your money on the wrong things, and now you gotta spend this stuff to get yourself in order. And someone who, again, transparently speaking, I'm on high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? I've been diagnosed as pre-diabetic, and I'm not diabetic, but that's things that I need to take, again, in my health seriously, because the money that I feel is too expensive to spend on healthier things. And then again, it's not. I've been, done a good job this past week of really getting myself together, and it hasn't been expensive. Eating fruit in the morning, putting together a smoothie. I mean, if I would have went and got a biscuit or something else, or even made food at home, that's still going to be cost. But you just allocate the cost for where it needs to be at. Make a plan for the week, get where you need to be at. But again, what is the cost that it's going to be if you try to do something later on, like health challenges and things of that nature? Because that's the things that we haven't talked about. I think you said earlier, Courtney, it's not a need to be healthy, it's a want, but in some instances it is a need. Some instances, if you don't getting yourself healthy in order, you're going to cut your life off short, which that's a cost that, we can't measure.
Right. I think some people are just more comfortable in, like, say, for me, for instance, I think I'm more willing to do the exercise piece, whether it be, I don't know, go to the gym or, I don't mind getting active. I like to actually do things that make it seem like I'm not necessarily working out. So I go to the gym and hoop with the kids or whatever. So I like doing that type of stuff. It'll become a problem. It becomes a problem when, like you say, like I do have a sweet tooth. Not that I eat it all the time, but when I want it, I want it. I don't want to be like, I'm on this diet. So dieting never, I've never been really big on dieting. Now doing something like the fruit thing or something like that, I can do those things because in my mind I can say, well, I only got till Sunday. So I have a end point. Completely making a lifestyle change and saying, well, you're not gonna be eating this stuff no more, and you need to start eating it. That, to me personally, is something that I don't know what kind of demon that is, but hey, he got me right now. I don't know. And until it's prayed out of me, I don't, I can do like real small intervals of the fruit. But like I say, for exercising and stuff, going to play basketball or playing football or running or going to the gym or something, I think I'm more susceptible to doing that. But I think it's different strokes for different folks. Maybe some people are comfortable with the dieting thing and don't want to get up off the couch and they just can eat healthy. No.
So basically what he's saying is,
Yeah, because I want to jump
basically what he's saying is y'all gonna catch him at Burger. Okay. That's basically what he's saying. He's like, do y'all, but I'm going to get me a Whopper.
With a basketball in his hand.
With a basketball in his hand.
I'll go hoop later.
Came from hooping.
So yeah, and to your point, Courtney, I don't think it's or like it's either that or this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I can be healthy, and the way I'm gonna be healthy is just by playing sports and being active, and then I can just kind of eat what I want. I know you're not saying you eat whatever you want, but I think it has to be a and. I think it has to be a combination of the two. Because again, I've known people who look fit. I know people who look fit. They go work out all the time and they're dropping dead of heart attacks.
Of course.
They're dying of different things. So, You know, again, it has to go back to a combination of the things that you eat and the lifestyle that you live. Now, I'm not just talking solely on dieting. I know you mentioned the word dieting. I don't think dieting is something that people should do, because when you say dieting, you're limiting yourself. You're saying, okay, I'm gonna abstain from this and just not do these things. And now our bodies are susceptible to feel like you want something anyway. I'm just talking about healthier eating, healthier lifestyle. You know,
So
instead of-
lifestyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I'm talking about a lifestyle
Like,
change. Yeah, I'm talking about a lifestyle change, not just dieting. I'm talking about, you know, I don't need to have this. I don't need to have like as many sweets as I love. I don't need no damn sweets. You know what I'm saying? Like, in all honesty, you can have certain sweets, but I know people who eat cakes and pies and stuff every week.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna reward myself with, you know, that. About the cut. You don't need that stuff, man. But
I don't need it, but I want it.
I know you like Krispy Kreme, boy.
But you know what though?
I don't need it.
I
but
think
want it.
I think that, and I mean y'all look, let me just say this, okay? Y'all been rocking with us for a minute. So y'all know how, as we're going, as we're talking, this whole conversation can just transition real quick. All right, we know that.
He's the
Okay?
transition guy.
Right, well, y'all know that, right? So I ain't trying to go deep on y'all, but the one thing I want to say is discipline it's crazy to me, because things that we really, really want, we go so hard for. If you desire to have, there's nobody that's sitting on this panel right now that would tell you that they don't desire have the desire to be more financially sound than what they are. There's nobody that's sitting on this panel right now that can tell you, I'm content. There's nobody that's sitting on this panel that can say, tomorrow they don't want to be a multimillionaire, and that they not striving right now and working hard right now to change their future. But in the same token, how can we strive so hard to get a certain status in life and destroy the temple?
Yeah, I love it. You're going back to the same thing about the temple, and what we have matters, right? I mean, what we have has to matter. So the things that you put in, you know, the Bible talks about not being gluttonous, you know, saying not to be, you know, giving into anything in excess, right? Not to giving, just being stewards of what we have. So being a good steward is what we eat, what we do, but it does go back to discipline. It goes back to discipline, and it goes back to doing the right thing with this, with this body that we've been given, regardless of
because
whatever else.
The thing I think about is this: it makes no sense to have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million in the bank, and they take part of that to pay for your funeral. What was the purpose? What was the purpose? We don't work hard. You just said, okay, so Kyrie said to take care of your family. I'm sorry. I'm not doing what I'm doing to work and to be successful to take care of my family. I'm doing what I'm doing so that I can have a great life with my family and enjoy it with them. I'm not sitting here trying to, build something and then go see Jesus.
So basically what Courtney just told y'all is he's selfish.
No.
He's selfish. He doesn't want to be there.
Look, that is not what I'm saying. I am not selfish. What I'm saying is,
I'm selfish.
why? What does it gain a man to gain this whole world and lose his soul, right? That's a scripture, right? What is the purpose of me not caring about my physical body and gain all these things just to die?
Wow, I've never seen that before. So what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul, even when it pertains to our temples and the bodies that we have?
Yes. Why? What would be the purpose? The only way that you'll do something like that is if you don't have a purpose. Kyrie has not a purpose. So for him to gain wealth and just leave it to his family and then he could die, he's okay with that. I'm not. I want my family to be good, but I want to be good too. And I want to be healthy too. And in order to do that, I have to make some serious decisions in my life that says, you know what? I might choose having some oatmeal instead of having that chicken with a biscuit.
Right.
It's choices, right?
Right.
It's choices in everything we do, right? It's the same thing as a job, though, right? Kyrie can't tell me that I put in front of him and say, Kyrie, if you do this job, let's just say, Kyrie, you work for As a Man Thinks and you get paid 1.2 million, or Kyrie, you go and work in the school system as a teacher and we're gonna pay you 45,000 a year. Which one he gonna choose?
1.2 million.
1.2 million, right? So Kyrie, do you choose health or death?
But choose the 1.2 million, and then I'm gonna give me a trainer to come wake me up every morning so I can go exercise.
But why? Why would you exercise? What's the purpose?
I know how to go about
No.
getting healthy in the way that I'm gonna go about.
No. Why, if you got the money, why would you care about the health?
Because I want to spend it.
You can spend it without doing the health.
Why? You just said basically I'm gonna die. So I'm asking. Dead.
I'm asking. Wait. No. I'm asking. Which one would you choose?
What?
Would you choose the health or the death?
Who gonna choose to die?
Right. So it's a choice. That's all I'm saying. It's a choice. So you got to stop going to Burger King. That's the first thing. No.
On the table right now.
No, leave the waffles alone. Leave the waffles alone, bro.
Nobody said if you go to McDonald's tonight, bro, you gonna die. like you don't know when you gonna die.
First of all, this is what is called a serial hater. Okay? He ain't no killer, he's a serial hater because everything that he speaks with McDonald's is negative. All right. And I just want to let McDonald's know, listen, man, I'm with y'all. I rock with y'all. This dude right here is a serial hater. I know some of y'all out there got some friends like him.
Well, in real talk though, for y'all, I mean, we want to see you all chatting in the chat. So please help us understand. We know a lot of you out there are exercise gurus, and we do know everybody has their opinions on what it means to be healthy. I mean, even in our chat group, what we've seen is, different things about people saying what you need to do to get healthy. Shoot, there's a guy online who's ripped up, and the first thing he says is, exercise and cardio and all that is the wrong thing to do to get. I mean, there's thousands of things out there you need to do to get healthy. One thing that Courtney said that I agree with, though, no matter what you do, you have to be disciplined. And anything that you do in order to be healthy, you have to be disciplined. So we want to hear from you all. We want to hear from everybody who has an opinion on it, but also we want to hear from you experts out there that really know what it takes to lose weight.
I got a question. Do y'all think that food is like a drug?
Absolutely.
Is it addictive? So how?
You need it to live. Your body. So let me just say this.
You're talking about the food we like.
Yeah, but let me just say this. So one of the things that blew me away, okay, and we've talked about this multiple times on different podcasts, but when my dad was passing away, we did everything we could do to save him. Like we asked the doctors, put a feeding tube in him, all these different things. And the doctor came to us and he said, and it was so sad. He came to us with tears in his eyes. And he says, I wish I had kids that loved me as much as you guys love your dad. He said, because it breaks my heart to tell you that we cannot give him a feeding tube. His body has become into a place where it no longer desires food. It's dying. So when your body get into a place, as it gets to certain stages, we know that every single day we're dying. Okay? That's just real talk. Mm-hmm. Every day we're dying, right? So, but when your body shuts down completely and your brain starts telling your organs that it's time for you to die, all of your functions start dying. There is no way. The doctor said, there's no way to turn that around. us in the natural, far as us being able to put a feeding tube or being able to do something, surgery or something to make when the body has decided to die, it will die. And there's nothing that you can do about that. That blew me away because you need food to live. But there becomes a time in your life where your body's saying it's time for you to leave and it no longer desires food.
Yeah, I mean, that's a powerful point. Appreciate you sharing. I think food needs to be fuel. I think food has to be full. I've actually done intermittent fasting and lost weight through that. I'm actually working on that now. But when your body needs food and craves food, you can put the wrong things in your body, you can put the right things in your body. But the more right things you put in your body, it actually fuels you. And it fuels you for what you need versus just feeding your cravings. So your question, Kyrie, is, can food be addictive? Of course it can. I'm saying sugar is an addictive substance, right? So it is something that your body can crave. But again, you don't have to give into it. You can actually, to me, remove yourself from that and then just use food for fuel. So you can actually function properly, in my opinion.
Yeah, you have to train it. But Deshaun, tell the people what we're about to do next week to motivate each other and help each other on this journey of just health. I know Marcus said you and him talked for a long time. Right. What is happening?
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is, so again, this part from, and again, I'm transparently, Father's Day, Sunday, I actually went to the ER. The reason I went to the ER is because I had an issue with pain. I actually took a trip out of town and I just assumed there was a pain that was something that would go away. We all have those pains. We figured it all go away. Well, it happened for about 3 days. And on the third day, I started researching what this pain could be. And the first thing I saw that made me fearful was I saw something about heart conditions and what it could do. So I'm like, I'm not going to play around. And I applaud myself for that because so many times people have these things and they just don't do it.
Absolutely.
But I went to the doctors and, there was nothing. They did an EKG, they did an MRI, and I actually have a appointment with a chiropractor tomorrow on some other things I got going on. No, not chiropractor, orthopedic doctor, just for some other things that we're going through. However, I was afraid. I was afraid that, my blood pressure when I went into the hospital, and part of it was because of the pain in my shoulder, was 195 over like 111. So if we all don't know, that's, borderline death. That's borderline somebody who's, at a point where they could die. Now, before I left, my blood pressure got down to normal. And I deal with blood pressure. I have a blood pressure machine that I check my blood pressure. So that day I made the decision that I'm going to change how I eat. And it has to be a decision that you do with not just each other, because we're going to hold each other accountable. But it was a decision that I told my wife and she made a commitment. So right now in the morning times, we've gotten away from what we normally eat. And again, we could get up in the morning, eat bacon, eat eggs, eat all these different things that are not healthy for you. So we've been getting up in the morning eating fruit. I've been actually doing some what's it called? Apple cider vinegar shots in the morning with some different things, honey and things like that to really help regulate myself and then help detox some things I got going on. But oatmeal, what you mentioned, fruit, smoothies, and intermittent fasting. So it's really giving me more energy. So I feel more energy, I feel more lively, so I've started it and I talked to Marcus as well as Keith, who are also board members on our team as well, and explained to them what we wanted to do. And we decided that As a Man Thinks, because that's what we do, As a Man Thinks wants to help each other get accountable in terms of being healthy. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to kick off a health initiative to where we're going to hold each other accountable. We're going to talk about what we're eating. We're going to commit to eating the right things, speak about the things that we're not eating that's right so that we can hold each other accountable and see each other lose weight. I don't know about y'all, I look too good to not be there. So I got to be that dude. For one, you're going to see it. So we're saying it now for you all right now. You'll see the transformation that we put, but all of us As a Man Thinks are going to commit to getting to a healthier lifestyle. So my commitments. What are you guys' commitments in terms of what you want to do?
Man, I mean, today I'm eating some ribs, but tomorrow, I'm just keeping it 100, right? But tomorrow, right, I have committed that I am going to, start fasting. I'm going to, start eating a ton more vegetables, a ton more fruit. and really go on this weight loss journey with my guys, you know what I'm saying? Which these are people that I am sharing my life with, you know what I'm saying? So I want to see them succeed. I want to succeed. And in this journey of being healthy, I mean, how amazing that y'all get the chance to see this journey with us and go on this journey with us. You know what I'm saying? If you feeling like, man, this is incredible, you know, you want to join and be a part of it, hey, link up with us. Hook up with us on the group meet. Hook up with us on, you know, email, whatever. Get connected, get locked in. We're gonna hold each other accountable. We're gonna go after health. And in the next 30 to 60 days, as y'all are looking at these podcasts, y'all should see us starting to improve on our health wise and having more energy and being more impactful. So come on along with this journey with us.
Next week, I told Courtney or one of them, I already, once a month try to do the little, the fruit thing. So next week starts, my once a month, fruit. So I'll be eating nothing but fruit all next week.
The whole week?
Yeah. Nothing but fruit juices and water,
bro.
And so, I do that for 7 days, and then, I'm just gonna try to incorporate a little bit more exercise into my day, whether it's getting up, walking, or, like I say, trying to find a court or something to get active with these little kids out here on the basketball court so I can feel young again. Might do that too, so.
I mean, you think it's gonna help you? You think it's gonna help you grow some hair?
Oh man,
I
listen,
say that.
I want to make sure. So you all are saying y'all are only committed to the fruit and veggies.
All week next week.
Comfortable.
So no meat, no nothing.
No meat.
Oh, y'all better than me. So
Fruit
I ain't gonna
and
let y'all know that ain't me.
Fruit and veggies next week, man.
I
We
do
going
fruit
in.
veggies, but I have at least 4 ounces of meat a day that I do. So that's
You do the veggies, I don't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do veggies.
So you ain't eat no veggies either, Kyrie?
No, fruit and veggies.
Watermelon, strawberry,
I feel like I'm punking out now.
oranges, orange juice,
Next
apple
week,
juice,
man.
water.
Okay.
We eating a lot of fruit
So
and veggies.
So my question is because
The
listen,
only thing is,
I'm
you
a
gotta
father.
hope you get some good strawberries, cause I'm thinking.
Yeah, you gotta find the right one, especially down here. Also good watermelon. What I will say is this though, so how do you stay consistent with that? So I know you're doing that for a week, right? So if we do that for a week, and what is the process after that week? I'm just trying to figure out for consistency wise. I'm taking all the advice I can get. What do you do after that?
So I know that for me,
I don't do that.
I said that I was gonna do fruit all week. And then the following week, I was gonna do veggies. The thing that's gonna really hold me accountable is I'm gonna be communicating with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's gonna be a ton of communication, you know, around, you know, what we're eating and accountability. You know, Marcus already hits me up every day. You know, we're creating this group meet where anybody wants to be a part, we'll add you onto this group meet. There's gonna be a ton of communication around health in it and what we did for the day. But I think we gotta be accountable, fellas. We gotta be accountable.
I agree. I mean, it can't be successful without us hold each other accountable, right? We talked about that before as a group, and we want to hold y'all accountable. So come be a part of what we're doing. We want to hold you accountable, hold us accountable. Like Courtney said and Kyrie said, you're going to start this journey with us. So with seeing this, you're going to see where we are. And I guarantee right now, 30 days, 60 days, you'll be looking at this podcast going, man, those guys look a lot different. But it starts with a starting point. You know, they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So you got to be able to do things from the beginning. You got to have a starting point somewhere. So last thoughts before we go here is get committed, get connected, come join us on our journey, whether it's exercising, whether it's eating healthier, if it's a combination of those two. As you mentioned, starting this week, we're going to go on intermittent fasting, looking for fasting with fruits and veggies. What is your commitment? What are you going to commit to? Write it in the chat. Let us know what your goals are. And we want to join this journey with you, fellas.
Kyrie, man, how can they get connected with us?
Hey, so like always, you can go to mansamenthinks.org. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all of those fancy social media things. Just turn us on, man. Just give us a try just one time.
All right, y'all.
Later.